Want to get a little bit of your opinion on what happened at Worlds overall. Just get a sense for what you felt about the final, because I think, obviously, even though you're into the Overwatch scene, people still care a lot about what you think about League of Legends, and I'd love to hear what you thought about Worlds.
I thought Worlds was really fun this year. I was sad I was not invited to be a part of it. I really enjoyed the Rox SKT semifinal match. I think it was the best of 5 we've ever seen at Worlds. It was incredibly exciting. I was happy the finals also went to those 5 games. I think Samsung showed a lot more than really I expected them to. Did I think it was on the same level as Rox? No. I think SKT got their business done in game number 5, and it was pretty convincing in the end. But fantastic tournament, really enjoyed watching it myself, and I was just happy to finally have a game 5 in the finals as well, because that's the first time we've seen that too.
I was also curious about your thoughts on Doublelift, who recently announced that he'd be taking a hiatus to focus on streaming. How do you feel about a pro player taking a break like that, and is it an issue that it seems like sometimes streaming is a lot more lucrative for some of these really popular players?
I think it's really messed up that streaming is more lucrative for some of these players, but League of Legends has created a system where there is not any revenue sharing. Riot doesn't seem to have, hopefully with the branding that they had during Worlds, we're going to see more thought and effort put into the branding of the LCS. But for example, when I was a team owner, they only had one person on sales for the entire LCS on staff, which is insane to me. So they weren't getting any major sponsors. They weren't able to finish those negotiations, I think partially because they didn't care and partially because they were severely understaffed. But see, this creates a bottleneck for the professional scene where there isn't revenue sharing coming into League of Legends teams. It's very hard to turn a profit. They really haven't, besides World Champions, had any kind of decent revenue share. Summoner Icons don't make any money, I can tell you that right away. We haven't seen team-based skins. We haven't seen an effort by Riot to really include the teams in making money out of the game itself. Now, that's what I really hope that Blizzard's going to move towards with Overwatch. But the problem with this is that when you're entirely dependent on sponsorship for your team, and you're entirely dependent on that and merchandise, there is a cap for how much money the professional players can make without teams going absolutely bankrupt. And unfortunately, if you're a very popular streamer like Doublelift, who's also an incredibly skilled professional player, he really can make not like a little more money, but a lot more money from streaming. And I think in order to change the paradigm on that, you have to have more revenue sources for the team so they can outbid the big streamers that make it. Now, of course, most professional players aren't in like Doublelift tier of streaming, but also most professional players in A aren't at Doublelift level of talent either, right? So I hope that Riot does more next year. They've said they're going to do more. I really hope they do more so the teams can make more money off the game, therefore professional player salaries will rise, and we won't see this conflict anymore, which I think is like tragic, honestly, because I just want to watch more of Doublelift playing, but I totally understand the decision that he made.
Great, well, thanks again for your time today, MonteCristo. I'm Josh for theScore eSports. You can follow all our BlizzCon 2016 coverage on our mobile app or at thescoreesports.com. Catch you later.